From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the Business, Equity, and Opportunities Podcast with Scott Sander.
Welcome to the Business, Equity, and Opportunities Podcast. I'm Scott Sander. On this episode,
This Week in Business, we meet the founder and CEO of a new tech company in Fishers with innovative ways for businesses to reach their clients. We pay a visit to the world's first sustainable, plug-and-play aquaculture shrimp farm at its U.S. headquarters, right here in Indiana. And David Watkins joins us. He's a leader in the Indiana Economic Development Corporation. He shares some of the successes that IEDC is having, helping entrepreneurs here in Indiana.
Every business is unique and has a target audience. If you own or manage a business, Circulus Digital Media can help you connect and grow your customer base with turnkey digital solutions that are nimble, offering best-in-class results, service, and support to reach a bigger customer base, allowing you to pinpoint a specific audience down to the smallest details. Get outside the city, the state, span the globe. Put Circulus Digital Media to work for you. Get started now at circulusdigital.com. That's circulusdigital.com.
Why get all your holiday decorations delivered through Instacart? Because maybe you only bought 2 wreaths but have 12 windows. Or maybe your toddler got very eager with the advent calendar. Or maybe the inflatable snowman didn't make it through the snowstorm. Or maybe the twinkle lights aren't twinkling. Whatever the reason, this season, Instacart's here for hosts and their whole holiday haul. Get decorations from the Home Depot, CVS, and more through Instacart, and enjoy free delivery on your first 3 orders. Service fees and terms apply.
Thanksgiving week is time to celebrate with family, but it also holds some of the busiest shopping days of the year, including Black Friday and Small Business Saturday. If you're shopping next Saturday, we encourage you to seek out local small businesses in our community. This week in business, we had the opportunity to catch up with a local company in Fishers that has some innovative new ideas to help small businesses and their customers communicate.
This is Business, Equity, and Opportunities. This Week in Business.
John Wexler is the founder and CEO of Spokenote, a new company that's come up with a way to add video to just about anything, and it's sharing that technology with neighborhood toy stores this Saturday.
Spokenote very simply gives you the ability to add video to anything. So the idea is you scan our code, you record a video, and then wherever you put our sticker, that video is playable. This was an idea that a friend of mine had from many years ago. His brother was serving in Afghanistan, and he would send care packages over, and he wanted to add a video into that care package. So along with a newspaper, a magazine, maybe some cookies made from home, he always wanted to include a video to say hello to his brother. And for years and years wasn't able to do it. Well, about 1.5 years ago, he and I were together. My friend explained to me this concept, and I was really surprised, quite frankly, to find out this product didn't exist. And after some discussion, we decided to go ahead and start a company around it. We all have great ideas for a business, and it's the entrepreneur that actually takes that step to create a business around that can make a difference. And so we did the initial several months of early prototyping just in a skunkworks environment where we were hacking it together and trying to make it work. Later we went out and raised some initial angel funding, and that's what's enabled us to get to this point. A lot of it is getting the word out there. It's a network effect, essentially. So a lot of it boils down to making sure your friends and supporters know what you're trying to do. I have the benefit of having been in the tech industry for almost a lifetime, really, a career. And so a lot of it boiled down to going to my friends like David Becker and John Thompson and many others and asking them to get involved, and thankfully they decided to. It's really important to be part of our community, and it starts to me with owning local, right? We want to be part of our local community. So whether it's a coffee shop, a brew house, or a local retailer that we can have put our product on display, or if we can support them in some way, we love doing it. In this particular case, we're partnering with national specialty toy resellers, and we're looking at ways to bring our Christmas-themed and holiday-themed products into their shops for this Christmas season. We have these cards, and what we're doing is we're shipping these to all of the toy retailers, and then we also have these specialty tags tags. These are the traditional to and from tag that you put on a gift. We're shipping these to over 125 retailers in the Astra network, and we're giving them the ability to add video to their gifts that they're wrapping for their local customers. Authenticity is a big thing this day and age, so when you look at the local toy retailer and the specialty retailer and the local business in general, this is the lifeblood of every community. And so anything that we can do to support the local retailer and help build relationships between them and their customers, we think that's a big win. We think that the Spokenote tag is going to do that. So the way it works is what you do is you take the Spokenote tag, and so what you do is you scan this tag and it pulls up a browser-based experience, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and click on record a video. And so what I do is click record, I give it access to my camera, and I say, hello, I'm here with Channel 8 showing Spokenote. There we go. And then what I do is I click use video, and what that's going to do is going to drop that video on this particular, it's going to pair it with this sticker so that the next time someone scans this sticker, that video plays. And it's that simple. So the video is uploaded now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and scan that code. So in less than a minute, we created a video, we published it, and now that video is shareable. So if you think about grandparents that might be in Naples or Scottsdale, or kids that are in Indianapolis with their parents somewhere else for Christmas, they can actually videotape their kids, send the gift to Grandma and Grandpa with a to from tag, Grandma and Grandpa get it and scan it, and we think that brings people closer together. Our vision is to create a utility for the creation and sharing of short video. So if you look at what we're doing today, you know, it involves this sticker. We also, as mentioned, we have these cards that we do it with. We do it with other items. And so any place where you would need to add a video to maybe explain something, like if you're an Airbnb host and you want to show how a coffee machine works, or if you're an HVAC service technician and you want to show a new customer how to install the air filter on their new system, we think there are a lot of use cases for the creation and sharing of short video, and that's what we're aiming to build. For me personally, I can truly confess that I haven't worked a day in decades, right? And it truly is because this is my passion. I love helping people reach their highest and best use to reach their fullest potential. So whether it's me or someone on our team, a new employee, or a customer, I love the idea of being able to help that individual reach their full potential. And so that's what we're doing with Spokenote as a company and as a product, and that brings me a ton of fulfillment.
Want to remind you, Saturday, November 26th is Small Business Saturday, so be sure to check out some of the many events going on in your own neighborhood. For this week's industry focus, we meet the founder and CEO of a new kind of sustainable farming business that just started harvesting right here in Indianapolis.
This is Business, Equity, and Opportunities. Industry Focus.
Daniel Russick is the CEO of Atarraya, the world's first sustainable plug-and-play aquaculture shrimp farm. The company decided to open its U.S. headquarters in the heart of Indianapolis.
The question was, can we grow shrimp using our technology in cities? And the answer to that question is Shrimpbox, which is a plug-and-play, semi-autonomous farm that we manufacture them in Mexico, and we can put them here to work, in this case in landlocked Indianapolis. I think it boils down to we found amazing people here that cared a lot about the success of our business, and if we wanted to be in one place, I think it's better to be, because we are new, and by definition we would be new anywhere that we would pick in the United States. So the government of Indiana, the IEDC, and AgriNovus contacted us. They pitched the state. We decided to come here to check it out, and they treated us like rock stars. They were very, very, very nice with us, and they introduced us to business partners that now we are collaborating with. So it's been a great journey. And also everybody that we met that we meet here is really nice, and we have the same reaction that, oh, it's so good that you're doing this in our city. So we like that. So we see ourselves as a infrastructure business, so an infrastructure provider. So we are like in both ends of the value chain. We develop the technology, develop the infrastructure, develop all the supply chain, no? And the idea is we will empower farmers that will use this technology to grow shrimp, and if they need help with finding a market, we can buy the shrimp at a specific price, pre-established price, so that they don't need to worry about what price they would sell. But if they have their own market, they can use their own market. So then our goal is to support this network of farmers and creating a new, an updated version for our food system. So one thing that's very different than when I started with the business 11 years ago, it's the, so we're living in the same world. We're looking at the same data. Maybe some people are not particularly fond of this particular wording, but we all know that the food we are eating and the relationship we have with our food is not sane. Because the more we know about our food, the less we want to eat. And if you think about that, that is horrible. So why is this happening? Because we know the impact that it's having on our own health and the impact that it's having on our environment. So we agree. I think that there's more and more agreement that we need to change how things are done, and there's the list of dead zones in the ocean are just increasing. So it's a bleak picture in that regard. But there's people that are starting to finding answers that have many different shapes and colors. So I like that, and this is also like plant-based protein, cultured, like lab-grown meat. So that is good. Here we're doing it. Basically, we're creating whole protein, whole shrimp, and we like that because this is a product that our body knows exactly what to do with. No, we are not using any kind of chemical. We are not using any flavors, any preservatives. No, nothing. We think that the way that we see the problems with our food system, it's the tools that we use only relying on chemistry and mechanics. We don't think it's enough. So here we are using biology. I think biology is a more powerful tool than chemistry, because biology, so chemistry, you see an innovation project where you have engineers that are working for 2 years, 5 years. Project makes sense. 10 years, 20 years, it's too much. So, and the amount, so the variable, the number of variables that as an innovation thing you can work with, is limited. Biology doesn't have those kinds of limits. No, it has millions of years to create, to design specific answers to a challenge. Everything that we see in nature, it's an answer to a challenge. So what we did here is that we put the framework. So the challenge that we are facing here, it's nitrogen. So the nitrogen cycle. So we are aware about the hydrogen cycle. No, that's the rain and the lakes and then the blah. And then we are now aware about the carbon cycle. No, and the carbon dioxide that is increasing. So we also need to think about the nitrogen cycle. The nitrogen cycle is why you have runoffs from fertilizer that go into the ocean that create dead zones. So we need to be aware of that. So here, what we are, and every time you're talking about making protein, this can be animal-based or protein or plant-based protein. You need to think about the nitrogen. Where does it go? Where it goes to? And here what we're doing is that we're recycling the nitrogen. How? Using microbial communities that have evolved for millions of years, and they are specifically designed or evolved to work with this nitrogen. So I think that's one part of the food system that needs to be updated. I think that the second part is how opaque and how hidden our food production is from consumer side. That is what creates this gap in terms of trust. So here we have an unconditional open door policy. Anybody that wants to come here just needs to send a message to our Instagram or website, and we will host them here. And we will show everything. They will see that we don't have any antibiotics. They will see, they can talk to the people, they can ask how they are treated. And I think that that's important in order to build trust again. ingredient. And I think that the third layer that we need to update in terms of our food system is that we need to not only optimize for efficiency. Efficiency is good, but we also need to optimize. Here in this case, for instance, we grow here 100 times more shrimp per square meter, probably up to 200 per square meter than what a shrimp farm in Sonora, Mexico does. No? So efficiency is important, but also we need to optimize for other things. For instance, nutrition, environmental impact, and I think that the whole experience of how we relate to our food, so we can break away from this neurotic cycle of feeling guilty about eating, which is not good. I think that one thing, because here we are proposing creating a new industry. So 95% of the shrimp that comes to America, that is consumed in America, comes from abroad. And it might be 3 years, 5 years frozen. And the quality of that product is not good. And the sustainability and the backstory is even worse. So we are creating a new industry, creating economic opportunities, including people that maybe they are farmers that they want to diversify their income stream, maybe they are seafood distributors that have a channel, maybe they are just curious people that want to learn something new. We can train them within 30 hours of training is what they need in order to do something like this. And what we're creating together, it's an industry based on the substitution of a poor quality product with an inspiring and nutritional and sustainable product.
The Indiana Economic Development Corporation was created to help businesses in Indiana grow and bring new businesses to our community. The agency aims to help make small business dreams come true every day.
This is Business, Equity, and Opportunities. Success Story.
David Watkins is the Vice President of Small Business for the Indiana Economic Development Corporation. He is charged with helping thousands of entrepreneurs and small businesses across the state.
The IEDC is always engaged in outreach and assistance towards entrepreneurs and small businesses. And we primarily do that through the Small Business Development Center program, which has offices across the state helping entrepreneurs every day of the week. And over the course of time, we had a significant number of those entrepreneurs who were from a minority, ethnic or racial minority background that really needed some specialized assistance in areas such as certification, contracting and supply chain opportunities, access to capital, growth opportunities. And so when the opportunity came up at the federal level from the Minority Business Development Agency to secure additional funds to support minority-owned businesses in the state of Indiana, the IEDC obviously jumped at that opportunity. We worked with our partners in the governor's office. We put together a proposal way back, it seems a while ago, May-June timeframe, and just found out a couple weeks ago that we were successful. We had some good conversations in between that made us think that we were on the right path and that the state would be an awardee. But obviously it was great to be recognized and to get the official notification that we had been awarded a minority business center for the state of Indiana, and we're excited to get started on implementing the proposal that we put together. Helping our minority-owned businesses identify additional opportunities to grow their business, whether that be through contracting or international trade or getting in a corporate supply chain, capacity building, access to capital, making sure that they have the resources and the education that they need to actually grow their business, to take advantage of those opportunities, and then resource navigation. One of the things that we're constantly stressing is that there are a lot of resources and partners and people to refer to, but sometimes you need a person to help guide you in the right direction and say, actually, you should go talk to this person now, and this entity has this program going on. So the plan is that we will have more support for minority-owned businesses than we did, even just a few weeks ago. And we couldn't do that without the help of the partners that came together as part of the proposal. And it was a tight window, and we had a lot of people get on board really quickly. We actually had a report that we commissioned and participated in earlier this year from Startup Genome that ranked our entrepreneurial ecosystem in the top 40 globally. And one of our key strengths that stood out across global entrepreneurial ecosystems was local connectedness. Local connectedness essentially means how many phone calls does it take you to get to the person that you need to talk to. And across the state, actually. It's not just within our metro areas or exclusive to certain parts of the state. This is across the state. If there's somebody that you need to talk to that's in southern Indiana, but you're based up in northern Indiana, it's actually rather remarkable how quickly those connections can be made. And again, that goes back to the resource navigation side of what we're trying to do, is helping entrepreneurs, startups, small businesses navigate that ecosystem, which is important to being able to take advantage of the resources that are available. So entrepreneurship is part of the Secretary's 5E strategy. He's an entrepreneur himself. He understands this strategic focus area like no other. He's lived it. And so this all just kind of adds into this building momentum around the ecosystem of support we have here in the state that is globally recognized for its success. We're top 5 in the country in terms of survival of our startups beyond 1 year. So that to me says that we have a strong ecosystem of organizations and people and players and programs that come together when you start a business in Indiana to support you at a world-class level. So going forward, our strategy is to continue building a globally ranked ecosystem for entrepreneurship in the state of Indiana. And we can't do that certainly without supporting our minority entrepreneurs. That's the goal for us as an agency under the Secretary Chambers' leadership, to make sure that 5 years from now, perhaps even on a longer term, that 30 years from now, the businesses that we helped start today are the businesses that are major employers and highly successful 30 years from now. Who today will be the next Eli Lilly in 100 years? That's really how we're approaching the long-term game of supporting our entrepreneurs and small businesses.
Our thanks again to all the contributors who joined us for this episode of the Business Equity and Opportunities podcast. We hope you found it enlightening, useful, and inspiring. You'll find more information about the show on our website, BEOshow.com. You can watch Business Equity and Opportunities Sunday mornings at 10 on Wish TV or live stream it through wishtv.com. Each week we provide 7 full segments with topics ranging from how to get started and how to access capital to the day-to-day running of your business and questions about accounting and bookkeeping. We feature business news and trends and always share a success story from one of our contributors. Join us next time for more insights into the world of small business. Be sure to sign up for our Business Equity and Opportunities newsletter to get even more valuable, up-to-date information. And if you have any questions or you'd like to be part of our show, please email us. The address is beo@wishtv.com. We'd love to hear from you. I'm Scott Sander. Thanks for listening.
Watch the Business Equity and Opportunity Show on Wish TV and access all of our content and share it on demand anytime at BEOshow.com. You can find more podcasts from Wish TV on the All Indiana Podcast Network at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.